So you guys have no rules. The guy have to lose is those guys did not come to this class. But it's alright. You can teach them. Okay, this is the first C program we wrote in Visual Studio. Now we do this thing is 重建方案. Now once we 重建, let's go to see the file directory. Because we are using 64-bit OS or 64 system. This is history that historical story is that initially we only had a 32-bit CPU. So the first window, initially window is 32-bit. Then because the semiconductor is developed very fast, then we have a more higher density of transistor in a CPU chip. So we can build a CPU with a 64-bit capability. Now most system is running on 64-bit. So we are using 64-bit. But initially Visual Studio is 32-bit only. Now you want to see something, because in here we choose x64. Now we go to this PC class, and project 1 is the project we currently working on. Now we go to the project 1. We go to the x64. We can see the debugger here. We can see the debug directory here. The debug directory here means the stop. Those files that generate by debugger compiler will be put into this directory. Let's go into debug. Now we see this debug here. We see the content of the debug directory. We see main.obj. Why you call main.obj? Because our .c is main.c. And we generate a project.exe because our project called project 1. So we generate an executable file called project1.exe. And you can find it here. And this project1.exe, you can copy it. Okay? I hope everybody is running Windows 11 now. They will know what I'm doing now. Okay? You right click the project1.exe and you choose this icon, which means 复制. Okay? Copy. Now we copy. And then we move the pointer or the mouse to the desktop. Okay? Now we right click and then we choose this icon. This icon means 贴上, passed. Okay? Now on our desktop we can see project 1. It's here, project1.exe. Now I'm going to do is double click project1.exe. See? You got a window. You got the execution result, which is the same as you run this program within Visual Studio environment. You can run this program without Visual Studio environment. And this .exe file, you can move to any Intel system or Intel platform, or your classmate is using also a notebook which is running on a Windows system, then you can copy this executable file, and it also can be correctly executed, can be correctly run. But you copy to MacBook, and then you'll be sorry, it cannot be run because you got different CPU, different machine instruction, so it's not compatible between Intel CPU or AMD CPU and Apple's processor, Apple's CPU. Okay? Now, let's get back to this PowerPoint file. Now we know the procedure to be done from a C program that you can write to become a machine code that can be run on a computer, okay, or execute on computer. Normally the preprocessor is integrated into compiler. So you may not see the result from preprocessor, okay, which I think is all right for most of the people. Now, this is Unix way of compiling the program. Now, I have already shown you how to compile and run in Visual Studio environment. But in Unix, this is percentage sign is a pound sign, a prompt, sorry, a prompt of Unix. A prompt of Unix, what is prompt? When you see a prompt on the screen, it means the computer or the operating system is idle, it's doing nothing, it's waiting for your command to continue. So when you see this, it means it is ready for you, it's ready, and you will do what you want you to do next. Now CC means what? Means C compiler. Okay, the first C is C language, the second C is compiler. Or maybe the other way around is the compiler of C, maybe, I don't know. So anyway, in Unix, you just type in CC, and then you type in the source program, the source code. Source code means the text file you written in C language. Okay? So the text file you written in C language, you put an extension .c, and this is a text file. Okay? So C compiler will take this C file and compile it. And the linking is automatic in Unix system. It will automatically link it using CC will do preprocess, will do compiling, will do linking. All three things together, just one command called CC in Unix system, not in Visual Studio. So no separate linking command is necessary. And it by default, what I mean by default is you must specify any executable file name. It will generate an executable called a.out. Please don't ask me why it called a.out. The executable program is called a.out. Okay? A.out. I don't know. Just when Unix, when C compiler first implement, it's called an executable file a.out. So you just type in a.out, it will execute your C program on unit system. Or you can choose another executable program, executable file, by using dash or option. Okay? You just see, maybe you don't have a chance to use any Unix system, but you see this pound sign and you type in this thing, you will do, means the executable file is called POM, and the program, the test file you write is called pom.c. Okay, so you just type in pom after the percentage signs, the Unix prompt, that the pom.c your program will be executed. Okay, and GCC is another version of compiler. Okay, and GCC is Linux system, okay, which is a public domain Unix system. Some students might be using Linux system. Okay, in Linux operation system, using GCC to compile. This is not important in this class because we are not using Unix or using Linux operating system. We're using Windows, okay? The purpose of this course is to learn C, is not learning the different kind of operating system, okay? And Visual Studio is one of integrated development environment, or IDE. It is a system that helps programmers to edit, to compile, to link, to execute, and to debug a program. So Visual Studio can do all these things, and it is a very friendly environment. Okay, so you're better familiar with this system, and again, I have to emphasize it's easy to use. So don't be afraid. And if you have any question using Visual Studio, you can ask TA in your TA section. Okay. And next week, probably we should have a TA section, and TA will teach you. We demonstrate how to use in Visual Studio 2017 and do a little program. Okay. Now, a simple program, C program have this kind of format. Okay. Now, starting with a preprocessor directive, and then we have a so-called function prototype. Okay. Function prototype. Function declaration or whatever. Okay, this means this function will return integer and it will take nothing, and its name is main. Okay. Now this pair of big bracket will enclose, okay, all the statement. So statement is now can be many statements, okay, can be many things you want this main function to do. Also this C program to do. Okay, so you put an S here. This Pro that you have added. Okay, C using big bracket in the same way as some other language. Okay, some other language may be using begin and the end as a keyword to mark the beginning of the program and the end of the program, or the beginning of a function or the end of the function. Okay, but big bracket a pair of big bracket is much more easy to type. Okay. So C program rely on three key language features. One is directive, okay, the preprocess, the directive, and a function and a statement. Directive, before C program is compiled, it first edited by a preprocessor. The command in preprocessor, command for preprocessor is called directive. As I just mentioned it before, is called directive. And a directive is also we can call it a command for the preprocessor. Okay. Now, for example, include stdio.h with a less than sign and a greater than sign. Okay. It's just like a bracket. Okay. To enclose stdio.h. This is in fact a file name. Okay. When you install C or Visual Studio or other C compiler, it will come with this file. It always comes with this file. Okay. This is a standard library for input and output. So for standard C, it always comes with this header file. And stdio is a file name. And its content is test. Okay, it is a header. Okay, contain the information about C's standard input-output library. Okay, directive always begin with pound sign. Pound character. Okay. Okay. When you see this 井字号, you will know it's a preprocess command or preprocess directive. Please do remember that preprocess directive always come in a single line. Okay. You cannot break into two lines. There's a way to break into two lines in Visual Studio, but I'm not going to teach you that because you have to be very careful, otherwise you will make mistakes. So as a beginner, you just know that a directory has to come in a single file, a single line. Okay, you cannot break into two lines or three lines or more lines. Okay, just one single line. Okay, and there's no semicolon at the end of our directory. For C statement, you always end with a semicolon. Okay, something, a statement, you end with a semicolon. But for directive, please don't put anything at the end. Okay? For directory. A function contains a serial statement. Okay? The reason we're using a function is we can give a function a name. By calling a name, in fact, you're calling a group of statements. Okay? So it will be easier to call a group of statements. They will be used repeatedly. Okay, so function is a very convenient way to reduce the complexity of your program. You have some job that require a sequence of statements, and at different location of your program, you want to do the same kind of task, the same kind of job, and using the same kind of group of statement, you better put this group of statement as a function. Okay, then each time you want to do this group of statement, you just using the function name, it will do the job. Okay, library function is provided by part of a C implementation. So library function, you don't need to write a statement for library function. Library functions is provided by the software company. Like in Visual Studio, the printf we just saw, printf function we just saw, is implemented by Microsoft. Okay, so you don't need to define how printf will do. In fact, printf will using will interact with the screen with the hardware configuration. So it's kind of difficult for a programmer to know how to interact with hardware. But Microsoft, they already did this for you. So you don't need to write a detail of the printf. You just know how to use printf. That will be good enough, at least for this class. Okay? A function can compute a value and then return the value. Okay? What we mean by return is to give the result of the computation of a function to the statement that code this function. Okay? Say I'm master, I'm 主人，而不是这一家的主人。Okay? And then in our home we have a Bangyong. Okay? We can call the Bangyong to wash the window for me, to clean up the bathroom for me. Okay? So wash the window, clean up the bathroom is some task, okay, that I give the order to 家里面的这个佣人 okay? So similarly, we can we can see the function is a 帮佣 that do something for us, okay? And printf is already, the design of printf is already done by Microsoft. You just go ahead and use it. And the return is the result replied by a function or replied by a 帮佣. You ask her or ask him to wash the window. Then once he or she finished cleaning the window, he will tell you, I done the job. The window is clean now. Okay? So he will report to you again, say it's finished. Now, main function is mandatory. Okay? Everybody know mandatory means it has to be a function called main. You don't need to take a picture of the PowerPoint file. I will put this, I will ask TA to put this PowerPoint file on EE class. But I'm curious, how many people have bought the textbook? How many people bought textbook of this textbook? I mean, please raise your hand. Not many, okay? How many people bought Chinese textbook? Okay, so put down your hand. How many people don't have any book about C? So, I don't know. Every time I go through all the possibilities, and I'm always curious about why have always had someone without raising any hand. Okay, you have see English version of in English textbook. You have Chinese textbook, and you don't have any C textbook. What's the first possibility? What's the fourth possibility? Please tell me, okay? 去年的也算吗？你拿去年你们学长姐的教科书来看，也可以啊，也算是有中文的教科书啊。Okay. You have the English textbook, please raise your hand. Okay. Put down your hand. You have Chinese textbook, even you borrow it, or you steal it, or you borrow it, or count, please raise your hand. Okay. Put down your hand. You don't have any C book, please raise your hand. What are you going to do? You should at least get something to read, okay? Transparency may not be that sufficient and complete. So you should get something, okay? Follow it or whatever, steal. Anyway, I'm back here. So main function is mandatory. You have to have a main function in C program. Okay, so we call it is special. And it is called automatically. The first thing C program execute will go to main function and starting its execution. Main function will return the status code. And this status code is a integer data type. The value 0 means the program is normally termination. It means normally complete. The program is finished normally. Okay? If you have some integer value that is non-zero, it's not zero, and you can use this non-zero value to indicate what kind of error is encountered during the program. Say 1 represent blah blah blah, some kind of error, 2 represent some kind of error, 3 represent another kind of error. Anyway, blah blah blah. But 0 means the program is normally terminated and normally executes. If there's no return statement at the end of end function, some compiler will produce a warning message. But in Visual Studio, you don't have to have a return statement at the end of main. Okay? A statement is a command, okay, in C program. Pump.c have the example we just saw have two kinds of statement. One is return statement. One is a function call. Function call means you calling a function. Okay, asking a function to perform a specified task. Okay, it means calling the function, or it's similar to you call your Dangyong to do something. Okay. Pump.c call printf to display a string. A string is a sequence of characters, a sequence of signs, a sequence of symbols. So printf print this thing, and at the end we have a backslash, and means we move the cursor or the current position on the screen to the next line, to see or not to see. For you have to be to see in this class. C require each statement end with a semicolon. Please, this is very important thing. Each statement should end with a semicolon. Please do remember this thing and be very careful. You have to put semicolon at the end. This is most beginner one. This is a mistake many beginner will make is forget of putting a semicolon at the end of statement. Okay, and you forget putting a semicolon, there will be a disaster for compiler and for your program. It will show tons of error message, and sometimes you will be panicked because so many error message that you don't know how to deal with. Okay, so do remember put a semicolon at the end of the C statement. Okay, there's one exception, the compound statement. Okay, via preprocessor directive. Please remember, don't put semicolon. Okay, and directive is normally 1 line long. Okay, put all the stuff regarding to directive in 1 line, no matter how long the line will be. Okay, don't break into 2 lines for directive, preprocessor directive. Okay, printf is a function display a string literal. You can see literal is 常数 ，OK， string in 中文叫字串 ，OK， is enclosed in double quotation, okay, a pair of double quotation, so double quotation, and in here is a 字串 is a string, okay. Printf does not automatically advance to the next line, okay? So you have to put a \n, as I just told you. N means new line, okay? Means jump to the beginning of the next line, or the second line, okay? Printf, okay? This is a parenthesis for printf, and this is a double quotation pair. This pair are double quotation, and so in here will be put on the screen. Anything in here will be put on the screen. And you are using one printf function. In fact, you can call printf twice and break this string into 2 strings, and you still get the same result. Okay, so 2 printf. The first printf end here. The second printf statement end here, semicolon. Okay, please remember the semicolon. And the printf, the parenthesis of printf, then a pair of double quotation, and the stuff between these 2 double quotations will put on the screen. Because double quotation, the second double quotation does not imply you are going to jump to next line. So printf, this is second printf function call. You have another pair of double quotation, and the content in this pair of double quotation will append at the end of the first string of the first printf. So you will get the same result of the first one. You guys want to see an example? So this is our first line on screen. What we can do is we break into 29. Okay? Previously, we have only printf. Now, do you guys want this program? You want this program, please raise your hand. You guys don't need this program, please raise your hand. Okay? Those guys did not raise hand, please explain your opinion. Please say something. Okay, it's too easy, so I am not going to give you this example. Previously, we have only one printf, like this blue background line. We have only this one. Now, what I'm going to do is, I cut off the second line, the data part of this printf, and cut the front part of the second printf. Now, originally we had one printf. Now we have two printf, but they will generate the same result. Okay? 重建方案 Now execute. See, we got the same result. Okay? Now, the reason we got the same result is at the end of the first string, we don't have \n. You don't put a \n in the first something. Okay, at the end of the first string, we can see now we have 29. The reason is we put a \n at the end of the t first. At the end of the first t. Okay, so if we remove this \n, we come back to the previous result. Okay? So, I guess everybody get my points. Okay? Now let's continue. Where's my PowerPoint? Okay, forget about PowerPoint because it's about time that you guys go for dinner. So, question. You understand why I teach today? Please raise your hand. Okay. Okay. Here I have something to say before you guys go. Okay? Please wait a little bit more.
就是点击第二个表单，就是还没点的，赶快去点一下。然后有问题可以